Brought to you by Poderation, podcast for nerds. Ooh, natural 20.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am playing Yasher Engel, the occult enthusiast and a bibliophile. And here to play along with me, please welcome Jamie Lee Bonez.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her. I will be playing Mabel McIntyre, the parapsychologist who looks very young for her actual Cthulian age.
Yes, that's true, because she has lived through so much. And at first I thought you said parasitecologist, and I was like, oh, that way. That's an interesting new class.
We haven't run into any bugs yet, but when we do.
That's your madness, is you just become, instead of becoming a fish, you become like a big grub.
Oh. The Fly style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want a lot of body horror out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We still got time.
Susan. All right.
She's taking notes.
And he is grubbing along with us. Please welcome Xavier Trudeau-Duchesne.
Hello, Grubs. This is Xavier, and I will be playing Alain Lévesque, the photographer from Montreal, who is perfectly okay seeing things that no one else sees. And, I get it now. I get how the world works, and you don't.
Yeah, it is not. First of all, you are playing the insanity thing incredibly well, Xavier. I think that that is phenomenal. Right? Yeah, right?
Is that a compliment?
What?
And it's so cool because, like, Alain is not who I would expected to be the one on, like, the thread of sanity. What is your actual sanity score right now?
18 out of 99? 100? No, it's...
I mean,
there's a threshold.
So low.
I don't know what the threshold is for, like, rolling on the sanity table when you lose some sanity. It's like a third of your score or something, or a half. But, like, every time I roll now...
You're in
that.
danger.
Yeah. The danger is looming. Well, we might see what happens when we reach 0. That could be exciting.
I want to.
Yeah, me too. And she wants it more than anyone. Please welcome Karen Huseman.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I play Melody Thompson, the witchy person. I forgot what we were
Grub.
playing.
Just say grub. Just say parasite. Parasitecologist.
Witchy medium. She, her. Sorry.
Oh, is that a witchy medium or just
Witchy
medium witchy?
Medium rare witchy.
And he is cooking no matter what. Please welcome Zach Clark.
What's up? My name is Zach, he, him. I play Raz McClay, he, him. Everyone's favorite gunfire Santa. Every encounter is Christmas.
You want him coming down your chimney, guns akimbo, just blazing down.
Here's a firearm for you, kiddo. Every kid's dream.
Don't mind the smoke. I just had to use it.
Raz is just super enduring, and like I've said it, you've set the tone with Raz from the very beginning, because as soon as you like started speaking as that character, I was like, Raz is going to be the only one of us that makes it out alive. He's the only one. Yep. No matter what happens, he's the only one who's going to make it out alive.
Well, you need a tangible anchor of something to believe in. And for Raz, that's guns.
Right.
Nice and real.
Nothing more
tangible.
Yeah, nothing more anchoring than a bag full of firearms. And she is a powder keg about to go off. Please welcome the keeper of our arcane lore, Susan Spinator.
Hi, I'm Susan Spinator. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing the chain that has untethered from your anchor. I will be playing the rushing seas around you that have become frothing with anticipation of your arrival and now will overtake you.
Ooh, consider me frothing with anticipation.
I just read this book called From Below. It's very frustrating near the end, but it's about these divers who are searching an abandoned ship at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh my God.
It is terrifying and frustrating.
First, I want to know how frustrating, but also anytime I had to do that in Skyrim, it made me hold my breath. Like,
yes.
I was so terrified.
Your AI
and that was just virtually
respite. Make you feel like you were safe. This lifeless eyes following you. It's pure silence.
But yeah, why is it so frustrating?
Character decisions. They're dummies.
Oh.
But it's really scary.
Does one pull a gun on the other?
They encounter, so it's a scary book. So they encounter the scary thing in there. And then they're like, okay, we're not going back down there. And then one of the people are like, yeah, but I left something down there. And endangers the entire crew. And I'm like, why?
You dummy.
Yeah.
It could be another person and I would never go back down there.
Trying not to be spoiler, but it's like a ghost ship at the bottom of the ocean. So they encounter the ghost and the dead bodies, and then that idiot's like, I'm going back down there because I left my ring.
Say, like,
You
you
could
left
get
an
a new
iPhone
ring.
down there. Things nowadays, the price doubles for a new iPhone.
Yeah.
You gotta go back for that.
What if a ghost find my nudes?
Oh, let them. I just say let them. Let them enjoy it.
But all of that to say, that's where the frothing ocean of ideas came from.
Well, there's nothing more Cthulian than the horrors at the bottom of the ocean. And even though we are not in a physical ocean, we are in an ocean of ideas, of strangeness and timelessness. So, without any further ado, Susan, please take us away into these strange aeons.
The screen fades in from black. Silence. Then, thwomp. The curtains sway as if from a gust of wind, though none blows. The camera pans slowly across the now nearly pitch dark yoga studio, its silence absolute. A faint hiss of extended candles hangs in the air, smoke curling like spirit threads above the summoning circle scorched into the wood floor. The crystal points, once glowing faintly, are now dull, cracked. One is even shattered. The runes, smeared with hastily drawn chalk and ritual oil, now shimmer faintly in a color that does not belong in this world. Blue, green, black, purple, and pulse like a heartbeat long after they should be inert. The camera lingers on the empty summoning circle, then suddenly cuts to the floor. A single footprint. Fresh, wet, but no sign of who or what made it. Then, a snap of movement. One of the long curtains twitches. The camera slowly rises towards Melody, her silhouette barely visible in the very dim light, standing in the corner now, breathing hard. Her eyes are wide. Her hand still grips the last burnt match from the ritual. She's alone. Uncle Ed is gone. But then a flicker in one of the windows, shown briefly between the curtain as it sways back and forth. A shimmer, a shape, a glimmer of someone familiar in the reflection. A low hum begins to build. The camera zooms in as her eyes lock with her own reflection, and Uncle Ed's shape begins to materialize just above her shoulder in the reflection. Mouth open wide in mid-sentence, as if caught mid-thought when he was pulled away. The image stutters. Then the pane of glass cracks slightly. Just a hairline fracture, but it echoes as loud as a gunshot in the quiet room. Smash cut to black. From the darkness, a soft voice, strained but wry. Well, that was a right mess, wasn't it? Against the wall behind you, floating above where he usually is behind your right shoulder, is Uncle Ed.
Full Uncle Ed, or just like a little...
Full Uncle Ed, and like when he was in the summoning circle, it was like as if seen through static, as if he was coming from far away and not how you usually see him, even though he's non-corporeal and see-through normally because he's a ghost, but now that's how you see him, as you normally see him. What, Mel? Nothing sassy to say as per usual? I just made it back from a mirror monster's mouth and you just standing there, mouth agape like a fish?
Yeah, so she's like whipped around to see this figure. She's like kind of opening or closing her mouth, like trying to like start to say something and then stops and then trying to say something again. And then he makes that remark and she's just gonna go, "What the hell was that about?"
And he like brushes his sleeves off even though it doesn't do anything. Like, Well, it tried to grab me, but I know a few tricks. And now that I know which shard you're part of, I was able to come back to you.
Which shard? Like a mirror?
Oh, yes. As I was trying to explain before, now that we have more time, your reality has fallen into a million pieces, and you are jumping from each shard, essentially. That is why I couldn't find you before. I didn't know which one you were in, but now I know. And let's say you perish in this loop, or as you've been calling it. Just summon me again and I'll be able to find out which shard you are in.
That sounds way too easy.
Well, I do have to contend with monsters, as you saw. Because if I could find you, it could find me.
What's our next step, Uncle Ed? Because I'm struggling here. I don't know what's real, what's not real. The loop, I true, like, you have more behind the scenes information than we do. Like, what's the next step here?
Well, I pretty much laid out most of what I know, beyond my metaphysical knowledge of the realm we're in and my magical workings, but
Yeah, that's boring.
I didn't ask. Anywho, I would suggest that you find your mirror. The one that is tethering you all. You each have a corresponding mirror, so wherever there's mirrors, a large congregation of them is probably, that's where I would head.
Okay. That's a lot of places, actually. You would be surprised by the amount of mirrors that are in this town.
Well, maybe your friend Mabel, in her many loops, I've encountered her in some of hers. She was easier to find. She's in many of the shards. A lot of them. She may have some knowledge as to where there would be a lot of mirrors in one place. And I probably, it would be protected by someone who might be in the cult. Who you believe is in the cult. Come on, girl, use your brain.
Oh my god. She's gonna say, she's gonna be like, oh my god. Is she gonna start to
savage, bro?
And to be clear, none of you see him.
just talk in this corner. She's gonna start to turn back to the rest of the group so she can be like, all right, this is what's going on.
We're all looking at you.
But before she addresses the group, she's just gonna look back at Uncle Ed and be like, I'm glad you're back. And then turn back Just want to give him too much because if he, he's going to get a big head and you can't have that. So yeah, she's going to turn back to the group and everyone's just staring at her and she's like, Uncle Ed's back. I don't think you can see him though this time.
He's right there?
The same Uncle Ed that just got dragged into hell just now?
Yeah, he said that he fought off the monster and now he knows what shard that we're in, so it's like a mirror shard. We keep jumping from shard to shard, so that's why he couldn't find me before. But yeah, he knows how to find us now, and so he's here. He said we should look for a bunch of mirrors so we can find our mirrors. So
way to go, Eddie. Kicking that monster's ass.
Don't let her call me that.
Yeah, Eddie, way to go.
I go over and to like the space that Melody is sort of like talking to and just sort of like gingerly put my hands out in the area just sort of to like feel around.
Your hand goes through him and he like looks down at the hand and then looks at Melody and gives you like a, you gonna let this happen look?
Am I touching him? Am I touching him right now?
I mean, you're touching through him.
Incredible.
He floats away.
I don't ever really feel anything when I'm touch him. Do you feel anything?
I feel a lot of excitement or anxiety. It's all connected.
Well, chill your beans. Did you say mirror?
Yeah, he said we should find our mirrors, and then he said specifically that you would know where there's a bunch of mirrors because he knows that you've been all over this place.
Well, yeah. Oh gosh, what was it called? That mirror. It was like a mirror store, practically. The Maggie Brown and her sweet husband. I could not determine whether or not they were involved in any of this ruckus going on here with the cult, but I did see some strange stuff in all those mirrors she's got up in that mystic mirror salon.
No, we can't just go back there. We can't just go back in there. That's where we got torn apart and dragged into the mirrors last time. We can't do that again. I don't want to go back.
No, that was the bookstore. We haven't been to the mirror salon.
Not that one. Not that one time. The other time. I don't know how many other times. There might have been 20 times. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Calm down, Alin. Calm down.
She glances at Mabel like a lot during this conversation. Like as Yasher speaks to Alin keeps kind of like giving a side eye or like looking at Mabel a lot.
I think she would clock that and probably like take a step toward and maybe even try to put an arm on Alin, because I know that not everything is okay based on our last interaction where you just kept calling me something else. And she's just gonna step forward. Are you all right, sweetie? And she's gonna sort of reach her arm out to you.
She shakes her head. Can I have a moment? Can we talk just for a second?
Yeah, sure, sweet pea. And she'll look back towards the rest of the group and sort of like usher you to the side, I guess. Are you okay? Is everything all right?
No. This town, it's... This is hell. This town is not right. And I've been starting to see things. Mr. Nutman, do you remember last January? The fire at Laurier Palace. I was so excited for you to see my pictures. That was the first time any of my pictures got published in a big journal. I was so proud. And I was hoping you'd see them. And I got there early. As the smoke started to raise in the air, I was close by. I just hopped on my bicycle and I made it there early, and I set up my equipment, started taking the pictures. 10 minutes went by, 15, 20. By that time, the firefighters were here, and within half an hour, the fire was contained. But then when the firefighters went inside and the constables went inside, they found all 78 bodies of those kids. They were trapped in that staircase. It was locked from the outside. They didn't die from the fire. They got crushed by each other. And I was there for 30 minutes taking pictures. I could have helped. But I feel like here I can't help taking pictures. If we go to the mirror salon, I need to set up my equipment and I need to take a picture of those mirrors. I think my camera here it doesn't work like outside this town. It's different. It can peel off a layer of reality. It can see behind what's hidden here. And I think if we go to the mirror salon, maybe this time I can do something. I can save us. But I can't do it alone.
And with her arm sort of on your shoulder still, in like a very like nurturing way, because you're disclosing all of this. Well, we're all gonna be right here with you, honey. You do not have to do this alone.
I don't know if that Maggie is part of the cult, but if she is, she won't be alone, and we're gonna need Raz to be ready, and Yashar to do what he can to stop those monsters from coming out of the mirrors. We all need to be very quick.
Well, I think if Raz can handle the ammunition and Yasher can get some of them, him and Melody can work on those spirits, you and I can get in there and get to those mirrors. I just don't know how to distinguish them from all the rest of the ones in there. That's the only piece I can't quite put together. Is how do we know which mirrors that you need to take a photo of?
I think the photos will tell us which one is ours. I think it will reveal what we can't see with our own eyes.
All right, then. I think we better loop everybody in and get going. I don't know how much more time we're going to have before, something horrible happens and we end up on some other plane, shard, I don't know. But for those kids, there was nothing you could have done. You didn't know that they were in there.
Thank you.
Oh,
Can I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I do the try to see through the illusion thing that you offered
Oh.
earlier at 18 sanity?
Well, first, I was going to have you roll a sanity for something else.
Okay, let's do that.
Great.
I would like
Sanity.
to put on the record while they're having this heart-to-heart, Raz was trying to peer pressure Yasher into taking a cigar from his box of cigars.
Ooh, that's a failure.
Could you roll me a d10?
Yeah, I got it locked and loaded.
You already have
One.
it ready.
Improve your sanity by 1 point.
Oh.
Talking
was
to your
fake out.
memorable person. On your character sheet, this is your memorable person. This is your touchstone to reality. You unloaded a piece of your soul. You gain back sanity.
Heck.
Could have been more, but
Could have been more.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
now you can
Now
try.
I want to do. Yeah, sanity reality check.
Yes.
Let's do
So
it.
you could lose that point right back.
All right, that's fine. I mean, it's there for that.
Yeah, okay. Now I need another sanity check. Don't
This
fail.
one for real.
Yeah, don't fail.
Well, I failed it.
Okay. Lose that 1 point of sanity.
Wait, how much luck do you have?
Not enough. That's
I could use all of my luck.
Yeah. How much would that be?
So it was what? I needed to hit 19?
Mm-hmm.
66? How? What's the math on this?
I mean, you're already pretty cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Are
Yeah.
you really
You would need to spend 47.
Is this
47, yeah.
worth losing?
I can
all
spend
your luck?
47.
Okay.
Why? How should I handle my resources? Yeah, I'll spend my luck. This is the last stretch. 47, so I'm at 4 luck.
Correct. Okay, but with your reality check, something within you settles. You feel a weight slightly lifted as your mentor tells you it's not your fault. Someone who truly understands you and knows you says it's not your fault. Even though you don't truly believe that, a part of your soul does feel lighter. But then you look up and it's not your mentor standing there, it's Mabel. And you know this,
Okay.
And now you realize this entire time you have not been talking to your mentor.
Thank you, Mabel. We can do this. I can do this.
We can. We're going to do it together.
Yasher does take a cigar from Raz, but he's like super hesitant. They're like, camera pans away and he's like it's actually huge though. Can you just like cut it in half or something?
No, you actually gotta practice. It's not about.
So long. It's as long as my hand.
It's all about practice. That moment when you get your victory, and you have your victory cigar. You want to be ready. You don't want to cough. It's a cardinal sin.
Oh, you mean I don't have to smoke it now? I can smoke it when.
No, you got to smoke it now. You got to practice for our triumphant moment.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh,
It's going to be some coughing now, but later you're going to feel like a champion when you have your cigar and you don't cough. And you won. It's all about practice. That's what cigars are about, practice.
Practice.
The mark of a champion.
Carnegie Hall. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, light me up, I guess. These things always... The smell just makes me sick.
And as we have one, actually, Raz is choking just as much. Coughing. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Practice. See? Practice.
Oh my god. And you do this for fun?
No,
like
I
this?
hate this. I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too.
But as a winner, this is how you show you're not a sore winner, by punishing yourself a little bit. Triumphantly. Yes. We're gonna win, Yash. And when we do, we're gonna light these puppies again, but we're gonna have a strong chest full of all the good stuff in these cigars. They wouldn't fill it with bad stuff. Because we're winners.
No. Yeah, winning feels a lot like not breathing.
Always does, buddy. Always does.
Lynn and I are having this heart to heart, and you just hear this.
It's just like,
It smells terrible. We're in not the biggest room ever.
Yeah. So the scene fades, and I would just a little know-how from Mabel. You've probably maybe tried to gotten into the Mystic Mirror Salon early, but there's a strict policy that they don't let anybody in before the event at 1, and that there is kind of a dress code. More so, it's a well-to-do event. So if you want to dress up to be part of the crowd, so you don't stand out like a sore
Mabel
thumb.
is totally down for dress up and will give makeovers to any and everyone willing to go to this event.
What time of day is it right now?
So you just finished up the ritual. It's about like 10:30, 10:45, and the event starts at 11. Or not 11. It starts at 1.
wow, I don't think we've ever made it this far.
This is the closest we have to like going in with a plan somewhere. Like we have an actionable plan and we can prepare for it.
Yeah.
So let's use this time.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
But you want to get up to any antics before you go?
It will happen.
I kind of want to hear about makeovers, not to
Let's do
Yes,
derail it.
I want to hear about it too.
Because I know Yasher's clothes are very plain and very kind of utilitarian. He did not bring anything fancy, so he might need some help in that regard. But he does have this really fancy mask, and he's holding it, and he's like, should I wear this maybe? This is the only fancy thing I have. I know what you're gonna say, Alin. I already know what you're gonna say. It's a cult member's mask, and they might recognize it, but that could be a good thing, because if they recognize it and they make a stink about it, then we'll know that they're in the cult immediately. We can, I don't know, I'm thinking off the cuff, and that's scaring me.
No, that's great.
But
that's great. You keep using your head. Use your head, Yasha. It's your biggest muscle.
Oh no, you've put a spotlight on me, and now I'm getting stage fright.
No, Yasha, that's
Okay,
great.
well-
You catch him, and I use this puppy. He pats his big old gun case.
Yeah, if they let on, then we can improvise from there, but I'll wear the mask, and that'll be my fancy thing. And maybe if you have, I don't know, a ribbon or something.
You could wear one of Yasha's, one of Raz's suits.
Oh no, I think that would be way too big on me.
It's pretty
Right.
big on Raz.
This is
I know that's
these
the
are my-
style.
This is my work zoot suit.
This isn't my stepping out wear zoot suit.
Right. This is what I get busy in.
I have always wanted to wear a cape, like a wizard, and that was embarrassing to say out loud, but that's okay.
You're in good company, sweetie.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose if we need to be in fancy clothes, Mabel would have something fancy to wear, and would probably offer if Melody needed anything to wear up her wardrobe. And Alin, of course. For the gentleman, Raz will probably just wear your suit. Raz always looking spiffy anyway.
I imagine Raz is almost like a cartoon character, to where like he opens up his closet and there's just like the same zoot suit just like 15 times over. Then he like spans down like the bottom of his closet, but then there's just this nice pearly white zoot suit that's like almost like a skin in a game. It's just a different color. It's nice and white. He says his going out zoot suit. So
Nice.
got one in the bag. I have an
I was
extra
going to
one.
make the same joke for Eileen, but she's got like 3 of the same brown and gray, very like somber outfits.
Does Alin zhuzh it up? Does Mabel convince her to wear color?
Oh,
Gasp.
100%. Yes.
Yes. Here
I'd-
are my
I'd like to
heels,
try.
sweetie.
I feel like Melody has like one dress that she always just like puts at the bottom of her suitcase, but she's gonna need to borrow some accessories.
Montage.
Are we going to have to go shopping before, and then we're going to get into shenanigans? Because we need the cape. We could go to the church for the cape, maybe.
Yeah, Yasher. I think
It's
Yasher
true.
just
We
like
really need
finds.
to cape.
Yeah, he finds like a nice drapery or blanket or something from wherever we are, like something that has, you know, a little bit of fringe at the edges and a nice pattern that stands out from his normal wear, and he just kind of like throws that around him and puts the mask on.
Do we even have money?
Plenty.
Every day, fair. Every day at dawn.
Daddy does.
Resets. Yeah, you easily find like a drapery. If not, like you take it down from your wall, you take it down from Mabel's curtains, or you find like a stack of old ones in the attic where Elena's staying and the Whispering Teapot.
A stack of old ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh god, roll for sanity.
A bunch of elder gods all stacked up.
All piled up.
Just a bunch of tentacles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to think that maybe there's something up in the attic that's like, and it's like old and dusty, but it's got like a pattern of moon and stars on it or something, you know? And it's just been tucked away because it's a little too garish for the Whistling Teapot Inn, but it's perfect for a cape to be made out of.
Nice. It's like a dark navy, royal blue with like gold embroidery.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. So you're all spiffed up. I'm going to say getting 3 ladies ready. As a woman, I could say this. It's going to take a while.
At least till 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
The finger waves alone.
Right? Yes. So it is about 12:30 when you're all spiffed up and you're all ready to go.
While we're getting ready, though, can I, like, just reiterate to the group, like, the people that I do know for a fact are cult members and to, like, be wary of? I know that you guys have access to the notes, but...
Oh, yeah, for the listeners.
But there are a few people that, like, I know for sure are in the cult. So I don't know about this lady, Maggie, and her husband, Basil, is very nice. So she's, like, on the maybe.
She's on the maybe, but pretty sure.
She's on the maybe, but pretty sure because she's weird. And I've seen some weird stuff in her mirrors already, but it doesn't quite say what it was. Orion, definitely cult related.
We know him.
We knew that one. Yep.
Quilliam, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm. And Betty. Quilliam and Betty.
Mabel has found nothing linking Wally or Iris, but their son Silas, however, is dating Arya.
Is definitely the
Is
cult. She's like the
definitely.
cult leader or something.
Yeah, so far, yeah. And I think that's everybody on here. A lot more cult members than I remembered. Okay, wait.
Yeah, and they're
Mabel's-
chock-a-block.
Okay, that says Orion again.
It's almost like they're running this town.
Okay, I think that's everybody I actually had in here.
Okay, so we're trying to confirm about Maggie and possibly Basil on our
Betty and Quillam
visit.
are definitely. Iris and Wally are not. Ari, Maggie probably, and Silas are wild cards.
Is that everything you want to get done before you arrive at the soiree?
Yeah, like, do we want to go over the plan? One more time. Let's go over it one more time with the jazz heist music going over.
Yeah. Okay.
We go in. That's
That's it.
Savior.
we go in.
Raz design plan.
We go in. Melody and Mabel, you create a distraction. You get their attention. You start talking a small talk. You get
Easy.
them going.
Got it.
Yashar, you follow suit with the mask on. And Melody, you try to assess try to gauge their reactions. And if Uncle Ed is here, maybe Uncle Ed can give you some tips, some heads up. Maybe he sees stuff we can't. Yashar, you come in last. You turn the open sign to closed. You lock that door. And I start setting up and taking pictures. And if Maggie doesn't want me to take pictures, I don't give a shit. We tie her up in the corner and I take pictures.
Subdue. He looks at Raz. Subdue.
As you're making these plans, Raz, it's probably difficult because Raz is giving you like puppy dog eyes, like holding his case like he's a stray. Where does this come in to the plan?
That's the wild card, Raz. You'll know when to use it.
All right.
Actually, when the monster starts coming out of the mirrors, that's probably best. Or when someone try to break in. If Quilliam shows up with a baseball bat, is baseball invented? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably old.
1920s? Yeah, I think so.
1927 has to be. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's...
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. 19... Like early 1900s it was invented, I believe.
Yeah, all sports are late 18 something, right?
Like super late 18s.
If this was trivia night.
1839.
Okay, good.
The worst trivia team.
Yeah.
1839?
Yeah, that's when it started being played. And then they started, the first World Series was in 1903. So yeah, it's popular already.
Where was I?
Sorry, that was a complete change.
If the rest of the cult tries to break in, then yeah, we start shooting, the one way or another.
Oh,
I don't
I
wanna
hate
be-
that it has to come to this, but it's almost like, what are we gonna do? We're stuck in this loop.
We're stuck in this loop. They're using us for this loop. They have it coming, I'm gonna find our mirrors, and you make sure that my tripod doesn't move, otherwise my pictures will be blurry and we'll have to do it again. So if you want to spend a whole week shooting people, let's do it in one.
What if we don't spend 1 week shooting people, but we spend 10 minutes with Raz in the store by himself with his gun case and see what happens? Do we need to see which mirror is broken if they're all destroyed? Huh?
I mean, technically, that would save us a step. Just destroy all of them, and they happen to be there.
Just to throw a wrench in that plan, Mabel would know that there are a veritable fuck ton of mirrors in that place. It is insane. I was going to wait to reveal, but Mabel would know as you walk in, every surface, every wall, every ceiling, every room is covered in an assortment of eclectic mirrors, all different sizes, shapes, vintages, varieties.
Oh,
This
God.
Raz
is probably
turns
why
to the
she
sky.
brought.
Sounds like a challenge, God.
And this is probably why she brought it up to Alin, because she's like, "There's a lot of mirrors in there. How are we gonna know which one?" You know, so you're gonna have to be taking a lot of pictures.
I'll get a nice wide shot for each room. One last thing, Yashar.
Yeah?
Your book you just got.
Yeah.
There was something about shadow monsters or something, or reversing something.
Cycle of
I
shadows.
forget. It sounded very interesting, but I don't remember. What was it again?
If there is a summoning ritual. It's kind of like the one that Melody did, and theoretically, if we did it correctly, it would also have the power to bind if there was an entity that had already been summoned, or at least to unsummon it somehow. I don't know. I've never done that before, but I could try that. We'll need the time. So, and if there are a lot of mirrors, maybe that's something that can give us an edge. I say let's do it.
All right.
I have no idea what will happen if it goes wrong, though.
Should we all be strapped? Like, should we all be packing?
Probably.
Raz?
Well, you're making it sound like that special time of year. God's honest truth. You're in that spirit. I see. Until Raz has.
He opens up his trusty trunk.
We've been nice this year.
Let's see. I have 3 separate guns I could hand out. Should we at least, if we do split, should we do splits of 3 just in case?
Yasher probably doesn't need one if he's trying to do a ritual, and he's got a knife, so that he'll be good.
I'll be busy. I'll be plenty busy with the cameras. I won't be shooting. I'll be shooting, not a gun.
I'm just here as backup.
But you get a gun.
All right.
And distraction, yeah.
Let's see. Let's give the sleek 45 revolver to Mabel. And Melody can have the Tommy gun just in case. It's a little more,
Yes.
Let's
a little
go.
more cumbersome.
Rockstar.
But as Raz is handing Melody the Tommy gun, he's like, maybe old Ed can hold on to this. He clearly can't hold it.
Yeah, he can't touch anything in this realm. Unfortunately.
Okay. It's the best plan that we have, because I guess it's the only plan we have. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Endless Equinox. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Mabel McIntyre is played by Jamie Lee Bonez, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Alain Levesque is played by Xavier Trudeau Duchesne, who you can find at Xavier TD on Blue Sky. Melody Thompson is played by Karen Huseman, who you can find at Not So Shy Ronnie. Raz McClay is played by Zach Clark. Yasher Angle is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our keeper of arcane lore is Susan Spinator, who you can find at Suze Laluz. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game is published by Chaosium Inc. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and Cthulhu Fatagan.
Okay, so is that everything before you arrive at the soiree?
Wait, say that one more time after you apply chapstick.
Yeah, sorry.
This is
My
us
lips
right
are so
now.
dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey there, Hugh from Podderation here. If you like today's show, then we think you will love Punch and Roll for Initiative, the other D&D show by a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors. Join a brand new show from the ground up with a cast full of professional voice talent as they make their own adventures in a custom-made fantasy world. If you want to hear more, check out our website at podderation.com.